Hello, I am Stephanie Joy, the attorney at All Things Social Security and Joy Disability Law. Your video is about to start. I just wanted to remind you that if you click the join button below, you can learn more about the memberships offered at a very affordable price that can give you a little more direct attorney answers to your questions. Have a great day and enjoy the video. Hey, yeah, okay. Touching on medications. Okay, you have a pending claim or CDR or whatever, or you're heading into one. Medications are so important in two different ways, okay, in your records. Number one, they support the severity of a diagnosis. If you have a diagnosis of something and you complain about XYZ symptom, if that is something that would be expected to have a medication prescribed for it, you want to have that medication prescribed for it. Now, separately, we can go into whether a particular medication you wouldn't want, okay? But if something is expected to result from that diagnosis or the complaints of symptoms and signs seen by the doctor that would warrant a medication, at least the discussion of the medication, that is really important. It helps confirm the seriousness of that, alleged diagnosis. So that's one thing. The other part to that one is compliance. I can't tell you how many adjudicators, and when I say adjudicator, I also mean ALJs, bring out in there, if they're going to make a denial decision, a lot of times there'll be a pulled out piece of a medical record, which can be confirmed by a function report where you indicate there's no medications taken, that there's no medications, or that they were prescribed and you just didn't take them. Sometimes people stop their medications because the side effects are so dastardly. Totally understandable. If the side effect is considered mild or moderate, but you talk about extreme pain, and you stop taking the medication because of the moderate side effect while you're complaining about severe pain, that drug that provides a moderate side effect would actually mitigate the severe pain, that could look a little inconsistent. So if you have side effects that drive you to, I cannot tolerate this, even despite the pain, you really have to communicate it really well with your provider. You need it to be in there how bad it is. Maybe it gives you unrelenting diarrhea, and now you have a tuchus that's on fire 24/7. That might be a type of pain that supersedes the pain you were taking the medication for. Some people get nauseous with certain pain medications or other medications. So if you're constantly feeling nauseous, you have zero concentration at that point, zero ability to focus on life, much less anything productive. And you might just be in bed living a life of when's it going to be over. So there are certainly reasons why people do not take their medications and are ostensibly non-compliant. But to make yourself not non-compliant, tell your doctor exactly what's going on and how you can't physically tolerate that. Don't under describe what's going on to be, Superman or Superwoman. Be clear about it so that the reasons for the medication not being taken are clear. And I don't know an adjudicator that wouldn't understand that. It's when a person just doesn't have time to take it or keeps forgetting. If it's for pain or some serious symptom, you don't forget, right? You might forget to take it at the right time. That's a whole nother issue, but you don't go weeks or months without the medication because you keep forgetting, because the pain would remind you that you need to take your meds. So non-compliance is a huge thing. It tells a story. It's a circumstantial piece of evidence that the symptoms alleged, which you've alleged are severe and debilitating, actually aren't quite that bad. It's just you don't have to take the medication unless, of course, you describe how bad those side effects are. So those side effects being described can help support a valid reason for not taking the medication, and therefore it's not non-compliance. Non-compliance is really disfavored. It lends itself, if it's not otherwise justified, which is what we're talking about here, it lends itself to wanting an adjudicator, well, making them believe already that you're not disabled, not as much as you say, right? You're not as severe as you say. That's a loud bird. Oh, and the dog. I'm sorry. I'm actually out by the air conditioner because the other area was too hot. So the other reason why side effects being described is really important is because they alone can be really limiting in your functioning. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go knock some heads. The side effects of medications can be very limiting. Often not completely limiting, but combined with everything else, they can bring you to disabled. They can be those extra limitations that bring you over, over the top there. So you want to be, people slack on this on their function reports all the time. What it asks about medications that you take if they cause side effects, please describe. And people just don't want to, get into it, I guess. They have to go look at their labels and they got to write them down, and it's such a pain. I got to go in the bathroom, whatever. Want. Or they don't even know what their side effects are because they have such a plethora of them, and they could probably be caused by 1,000,001 things, including their disorder or their condition. Here's what I recommend. Go to, it's like drugs.com or one of those, Medline Plus or whatever it's called, where you can look at the drug and go to where the common side effects are. If you have any of those side effects, you don't have to be the scientist that can determine whether it's from the drug to you or not. They can't expect you to have that role. If you have that side effect, that symptom, I should say it that way. They're very vocal. I just gave them these seated things that hang. But anyway, a little treat. If you have side effects on that list, or I should say symptoms on that list, put them in there. Put them in that section. Let them figure it out if it is or is not from that medication. They're not going to be able to, but you're documenting that you have these difficulties. And you could have nausea, and it could be a common side effect of 3 or 4 of your medications. I'd put it down under all 3 and 4 because you have nausea, There's a plethora of others, but anyway, there's headaches, these things cause so many different things. I know. I do know, guys. So medications being compliant or having a very articulated, and here we go. All right, I gotta go. They're driving me crazy. All right, guys, you got the gist, right? All right, bye.